Hello and welcome. I am Sterling and today we are playing Going Medieval. And welcome back to Sterlington. Look at that. Just built a wall in front of us. In today's episode, we're going to find God. Well, somewhat. We're going to start building the cathedral. No, we're going to start planning the cathedral. I think with the amount of building works that we've already prepared, it's going to be a while before they get to it. But we can't just stop planning it. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to put down the cathedral. And it's going to go in here. This is the cathedral. So sit back, grab a cold one, and let's get started. So now, how's it going to look? Well, I think it needs to be grand. It needs to be not as big as this, because the main keep should be the main attraction, obviously. But it should look nice. I'm thinking brick walls. I don't think we should have it right up and be a part of the wall like the keep itself is. I think that the wall should then continue on its own and the actual cathedral be on the inside. That way we don't have that look that it is a part of the wall. It has a separate entity even though it is connected. So it's going to be interesting. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to clear some trees. So we're going to grab all these trees. Get lost. I said, get lost. Why won't you listen? Oh, you did. Silly me. Maybe zoom in a bit, Sterling, and you'd go, hey, they are working. Next, let's get rid of the shrubs. Let's not get rid of the farms, just shrubs. Perfect. Okay, we now have a plan. Now, I believe we're going to have to do a bit of terraforming, removing soil. And I'm thinking underneath we're going to have a cellar where we'll be burning or cremating bodies and things like that. So we'll be doing that. On top of that, then you'll have the main floor, which will be maybe 2 stories, windows across the sides. I will probably have a 1-story corridor in here. Oh, maybe not. I'm just trying to think of how we'll plan it. We'll do it as we go along, eh? That seems to be working for me this far. I'll keep it going, eh? So, the way we're going to do it is rather than the cathedral, at the moment, all our buildings are running from front, which is here, to back, which is over here. That's the way we've got all our buildings running at the moment. Somewhat, anyway. Thinking let's shake things up a little bit. And we'll run the cathedral. So the entrance to the cathedral will be over here. There will be no big grand entrance to it. And it won't be a separate entity. Because I could, in fact, build a cathedral over here and have it completely separate from the keep. And now that I've said that, I actually don't mind that idea. Bloody hell. Which way do I want to go? Well, that's the question now, isn't it? Do I want to do our original plan of over here? Or do I want the cathedral to be separate? Yes, if we did a separate cathedral, we could make it look fancy. But we would be cutting into the room we'd need for farmland. But I'm already thinking that all this farmland will probably end up getting ripped out and become fruit trees and such, and I will end up putting the farmland on the outside like I originally planned. But if I do put the cathedral here, well then I won't be expanding much bigger. I'm going to make sure that there's space from this wall. But good news, if I do build the cathedral off here, I don't have to dig for the cellar. Bloody hell. Don't you hate that? Okay, so let's just go, okay, we know this wall's going to be straight. So we'll just do a straight wall and have a look at what that looks like, eh? So that's our room. Look, I could see it. I could see the cathedral right here. And then all our production buildings and stuff can continue out this way. And nothing says that we can't build behind the cathedral, does it? Okay, I'm sold. I have sold it to myself. The cathedral's going in here. Woo! Okay, now, how far off do we want? Well, we're going to want a little bit of space at the front of this cathedral. Okay? So we're going to want to keep a 2 space for the path. Do we want 2 space on the outside? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Okay, there we go. So we've got 2 space either side. That's the width of the cathedral. Not so grand, but it will do the trick. Now, how are we going to do it? Well, thinking we're going to use limestone block to build the cathedral. Or do we want limestone wall? No, we'll keep the blocks. They do look nice. Though, it's all going to be very much one colour, isn't it? But that's alright. So what we'll do is we know that this is going to be the edge of the wall here. Regardless of what we do, that's the wall. And that's the wall. Okay. Does it look like a cathedral yet? Not necessarily, but we're getting there. How big are we going to want it? Big. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 there, isn't there? I could always just do that. Yeah, there's 9. See that? Sterling can count. Ta-da! Bet you didn't think I could. So if I put, that's 10. Now if I go across, that's 14. So then that's 24. See? I can count. What does 24 look like? That is going to be big. If I make it 24, so we're going to have to get rid of that. Nick off. Right. So they'll get rid of that and we can build it. Okay. So now what? Well, how big do we want the cellar? Well, it's just going to be for cremating bodies at this point. Or is it? We need a place to start putting gold. Now, I'm thinking we store our gold in the church. Oh, I know that's a revolutionary idea. It's not like any church in the world stores gold underneath it. But that's what we're going to do. So we'll put some place for some gold under there, shall we? It will house all our money. Yeah. Unless we wanted a gold smelter somewhere and then we could have a bank. Do we want a bank? I don't know. Who says we can't store gold in multiple places, eh? So, we better get to it. Actually, now I've thought about it, I like the idea of having a bank. Have like a big smelter on top that does nothing but produce gold and then have gold underneath. Anyway, it doesn't matter what we do. We'll work it out as we go along. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to have to get rid of these, right? So we're going to have to get rid of that. We'll have to get rid of that. Next, we're going to have to put in some soil. So come over here and put this in and put this one in. There we go. And over here, once again, exactly the same. There we go. So that's soil. We will have to now start building up this land here and land up here. Do we have much dirt? Or am I going to have to start mining dirt? Last time I checked, we had a lot. Dirt, 3,409. I think we're going to be all right for dirt for the minute. So, we're going to have to build up this area, which will be good, because it will raise up that whole platform. Good luck trying to invade us from that side. Gee, look at that. Once we remove all these little ladders and whatnot, you'll be knackered to try and get up there. So, am I going to make it 24? I'm going to make it 25. Right, I lied. The reason for that is quite simple. We're going to build it off this ridge here, like that. And then it can go across, right? So, we'll have the wall there. And then the wall will go up. Right, like so. Now, how high are we going to make it? Well, that's still just the cellar, isn't it? No, actually, sorry. Once again, I've lied. We're not going to have that bottom level. And we're going to cancel destroying those. We'll get rid of the ramps. What we'll do is we'll build that up. Like so. That will still go. So we'll get rid of you. There we go. So that's the cellar. Now, how far do we want to dig that forwards? Well, bugger it. Let's dig it all the way. There we go. So we'll chop all that out. Now, how's this all going to look? Well, we're going to bring it right back here, all the way across here, and all the way across here. Right, now, that's the first level. Then what we'll do is we'll do a second level, which will be that there. And that there. All right. Bit of a wall at the back. Next, windows. Well, actually, I'm not sure about the windows yet because I haven't built what we want to build yet. So let's just let them get digging and we can plan some more in a minute. Look, they're making light work of that. Now we can start digging out under the wall here. Beautiful. And here. And you know what will happen? It's going to collapse, probably. Or will it? Yeah, it will probably collapse. But I do not care. All right. Come on. Where have they all gone? Really? I start filming and that's when you decide to nick off? They're so lazy. Come on. So while we're at it, we're going to be doing... blighted crops. Okay, let's take care of that. So we'll hit pause. Where are my blighted crops? Ah, they're everywhere. So quickly, cut plants. Cut you, cut you. We're going to cut all the plants before it spreads. Is that all of it? For the minute. It'll happen. It will spread. Which isn't really an issue because we've got that much flax. It doesn't concern me anymore. For the minute anyway. Famous last words. I say that. Look at it spread. There'll be nothing left by morning. So it's morning and we're losing a lot of the crop overnight. Look, it's slowly just working its way through, just killing everything. That's all right. We'll get out here in a second and start doing it. Well, hopefully it's a priority. Should be a priority. Come on, Alfred. What are you doing? Who should be cutting plants? This is interesting. So where's my cutting of plants? Right. Cutting plants and chopping trees. Now, that should be Alfred. But what also? Harvest and grow. Okay. I get it. We'll do that. All right, because you're neglecting the cutting of trees a lot lately. I'm not happy. I guess we're just going to lose all our flax. Wah, 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 wah. Well, I could always just tell him to prioritize it. There we go. Now he's doing it. It's not like it's too late. Huh? See, look. Maybe if you gotten on top of it when we first started. It's alright, we're getting there. So today's episode, we spend the entire thing sitting here in front of the harvest chopping plants. Isn't this exciting? Woo! We may have just gotten on top of it. Oh, come on. Come here, Alfred. Get this last one before it spreads. Let's go. Chop, chop, chop. And there we go. Took us all morning, but we saved some of the crops. Woo! And in the meantime, they've been digging. And look, didn't fall. Okay. So now, what are we doing? Well, we're going to be putting in the wall. Wall. And the wall. Beautiful. Now what? Well, we can now put in soil back here. All right. Not there. Getting a bit excited now. You know, we don't want to prematurely build things. We don't have that issue. There we go. And done. Okay. So that's the beginning of our cathedral. Now, next on the list. Well, we've got to imagine the front. So how do we want it? Well, do we want a tower? Well, I'm thinking we might want to build a tower off the back somewhere. Maybe like a little, what would we call it? Like a bell tower, perhaps. If that's the word we're looking for. So if we wanted to build a bell tower of sorts, how are we going to do it? So we're going to want to put down... So let's find the center first, right? So how wide did I say it was? 17. We go one here. How are we going to do this? How big do we want the tower? Well, we're going to make it that's a ladder, not... So really, we could have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, Well, 4, because the wall there's the 5th, isn't it? So do something like that, maybe. So that's the ground. Then what we'll do is we'll have the wall. All right, how's that look? We'll round off the edges. All right. We might end up bringing the soil out, but for the minute, we'll just do it like this. We'll just see how this looks. Now, how high do we want the walls? Because we're going to have windows here, but we could have double high and have twice the amount of windows. So windows on top of windows. That could look really grand. Or we could go another level and have living quarters. There is also that. So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll let the tower be the judge. Right? So how high do we want this bell tower, eh? Obviously I'm calling it a bell tower, but it's not really a bell tower when there are no bells. Would be nice if we could have a bell. I say that, I've never actually looked. I would laugh if it turns out this whole time I keep saying, oh, we can't get a bell tower, and there is one. Okay, so we'll start doing the front, and it will give us a bit of an idea of what we're playing with. Right, so what we'll do is we'll put in the wall. All right, and we'll put in, there we go. So that's the front. Build it up like that. Now, am I going to recess this? Probably. So what we'll do is, once again, if we're going to recess it, we'll make it like this. Right, come across, 2, 3. Have a nice little recess like that. So we'll have to put some dirt back. We'll then remove these. So let's put in the walls. So it's just slightly recessed, like so. Then how are we going to go? Are we going to go up one? Let's have a look from a distance, shall we? Compared to the castle, I don't want it to dwarf the castle, and I don't want it to equal the castle, but also I want it to look grand on its own. So I've got to find that in between. Now, do I want it the same height as the castle? The tower, that is. Do I want the tower the same height? Well, how many floors are we up on the castle? We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they sit on the 6th. And at the moment, the tower, well, we're 1, 2 there. So 3. We're 3 up at the moment. Right, so let's do a living quarters on top, which we could do a really big little living quarters, couldn't we? Right, something like that, I reckon. There we go. Take the bell tower up another level. And now we'll take the front up. And just there. Right. Take it up there and there. And then what we'll do is we'll put a beam across. Put one beam there. And one beam there. Okay. That way we can then run this across either side. Well, initially I was thinking that they would actually enter the residential via the bell tower, but I've just had a thought. They could enter via here. That's a good idea. Or is it? How wide are we? No, they're going to enter from the back. All right? So stay with me. It's all right. So we're going to need to put in floors and windows. So we'll do the windows first. So limestone windows, and we're going to have it one there. Well, hang on. Sorry. Getting ahead of myself. Let's put the floor in. Yep, as I suspected, we're going to need to run pillars. Next, we're going to need to run stone beams, just because you'd have stone at the bottom of these. So when building things like this, you'd start with your heavier materials for the base, so your stones and stuff like that. and then you use your lighter material like timber as you go up. So keep with a little bit of realism. So there's the cellar. Now we can put in the floor. Perfect. Now let's put in the steps to go up. Have them either side like so. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to need to put more stone. So we'll have that like that for a minute. And we'll just plop that in and plop that in. Perfect. Put another one there. Fantastic. Now, what does that do? We're going to run that across like so. And across like so to the walls. All right. Then we'll put in some doors either side. One either side like so. There we go. Now that will be the corridor of the living quarters. Right. So we can now put in the windows every second. Same on the other side. Perfect. Now let's continue building the bell tower. So have that like that. Just like so. Then we will use wooden beams. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. I like that already. Next, we're going to have to put in beams to support the floor. Now, where am I going to want them? Well, we're going to want a space of 6 off of here, right? And it's going to be 2 up. So we're going to want to build it from here. We're going to go, well, we might build it from the back, actually. Remembering that we've got to run off of the actual floor underneath. Because the structure is only as strong as the foundation supporting it. So remembering that we've got a wall here, then there's a 2 space, so 1, 2. So the actual beam supporting the floor is here. So every second from there, which will put you 1, 2. So there's another one there. So we'll work this out. See, so if I go and place this here, that should be 100%. Let's have a look. Was I correct? No. Bad Sterling. I was 1 off. That's all right. Don't know why I did that. Do not know why I built the floor like that. That's a bit silly, but anyway, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Let's just start putting in the beams. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to go up another level with the pillars. Fantastic. Now we can put the wooden beams in. So we're going to go one across there, there. And we've come across an issue where our windows are in the way. Really? Of all the places the Sterling could have put the windows, well, that's fine. We're just going to have to go through and cancel all the windows. It's that old case of measure once and cut twice. For those that don't know, it should be the other way around. If you don't know that, well, then you're just like me in this build, aren't you? Now, the windows, I was originally planning on having them 1 space apart. But our pillars aren't 1 space. They're 2 space apart. So we're going to have to double up. So we'll have 2 windows, 2 windows, 2 windows. Because I like continuity. So let's try that, shall we? 2 windows, 2 windows, 2 windows. Am I going to say that for everyone? Sorry for those I'm annoying. And 1. How's that look? Whoops. For those that just wanted to view outside. There we go. So we've got 2 window, 2 window, 2 window, 2 window. You had to listen. Okay, so cancel that window. That one's fine. Cancel that window. That one's fine. And then we'll cancel that window. Guess what? That one's fine. Now let's put in some more windows. So we'll put that one in. And we'll put that one in. Okay. Is it pretty yet? Now, we must remember to put them in here too. We've got to make this all structurally sound. Especially if it's going to be able to withstand being hit with a trebuchet. There we go. So that there is all our structural beams now in. Next, let's put in the floor. Pretty. And now, the rooms. Now, I think I'm going to just run with what we've already got. 2 by 2 by 2. All right. So, how am I going to do this? Well, it would be nice if I could run 2 by 2 with the windows, but we're not going to do that because... Or are we? It would look pretty ugly. And I don't know if we need to chop that one now. I'll leave that tree for a minute. Let's have a look. How do I want it? Well, for starters... I say that and then don't do anything. For starters, yeah, so it's going to have to be ones, right? So it's going to be our window, no window, wall. Window, no window, wall. 1, 2, window, 1, 2, window, 1, 2, window. What? Why am I doing that? I can just do it on every first window below, right? And same on the other side. Window. Now, can I put a window in here for... Would I want a window in there? Why would I want a window in there? Yeah, I do want a window in there. Put a little bit of light. Right, okay. Now I'm with it. Now, we're going to need timber walls. Right, so let's get our timber walls and let's work out where they're going to go. Right, so wall. We'll just build it straight across for the minute. Just because it's easier. Purely just because it's easier. When it's orange, as I've mentioned before, I do find it hard to see. So whatever's easier for the Sterling will be done. Now, we'll make a nice big corridor, right? Because they're only 2 wide, but we're going to make them long and deep. All right, nice and long and deep. So what we'll do is we're going to go cancel that. Cancel those 2 there, right? Like so. So it will be 3 wide. So then all our walls will come across here like so, which will then come to here. And same on this side. Just run it the whole way through. All right. What did I cancel? Because it wasn't what I wanted to cancel, clearly. I didn't cancel flooring or something somewhere. I hate the cancel and delete tools. They never tend to do what I ask them to, I tell you. I love the game, but the tools. And I know it's probably just me and the way I play, but luckily for you, when I'm deleting stuff like this, I just do 10 times the speed for you. So it looks nice and quick and it's over and done. You don't feel my pain on the other side. Done. Okay. You know what? I'm going to put some windows in the front. I like windows. Cathedrals. If you've ever been to cathedrals, they've always got windows. Lots and lots of windows. Right. So now what? I hear you asking. Well, we're going to have to put in some more beams. Going to make it structural. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, good enough. Now put in the timber. Bang. 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 Right. Now, doors. So there you have that. Now, how am I going to deal with this? Right, because I do want this to be a room. I'm thinking what we'll do, let's just go bang and bang. Once again, the same on this side. I can see where the hole in the floor is. Right. You can put the bed in there. Yeah, is there a space for 3? Yeah, so we can put the bed in there. Fantastic. Oh, I got what I wanted. See? Look at that. Look at that. It's great. Now, on top of the living quarters, now we can put the roof. Right, so... And yes, the Sterling now sees the issue. Bugger. Do you see the issue? Yes. We need 2 beams. And because we're off by a number... So I've been having a bit of a think. I've had an idea. I haven't tried it out yet, so let's have a look. And I have no idea how it's going to look, right? Even if it does work. Because think we made a mistake. Well, I made a mistake. When we built this area here, I should have thought about offsetting it. Like even the doorway is going to be an issue. Like this whole thing should have been one more wide. One more square wide. It is a bit of an issue. Now, it involved me pushing something in the opposite direction. I'm just not prepared to do that. Right? Or we could just downsize by one. Right? Which could be here. I could go, okay, we'll downsize this side by one block, but then nothing would fit. See? The ladders won't fit. So let's do this. Can I go up higher? No. So that tower cannot go up any higher. So that creates a slight issue, but nothing we can't work past, right? So what are we going to do? Okay. We need to put in beams. So we'll put a beam in here and a beam in here. Why can't I put a beam in there? Why are you saying no to me putting a beam in there? I don't know. It worked that time. Anyway. Now, originally I wanted a nice big single roof, but it's just not going to happen, right? So we're going to have to double up, sadly. All right, so what we'll do is put that in there like so. Put that in there like so. And then we've got that. Which, look, it's not as pretty as it would have been, but it works. That's all that matters, isn't it? That it works. Now what we'll do is we'll put this in here like so. I think we're missing a roof. Yes, we are. Done. And then what are we going to do with this? Well, what I will do is I'll make this a ramp like that and flip it. Done. Same as this side. Flip it. Done. Okay. Now, am I going to put maybe some merlons at the end? It looks all right. Castles it up a bit though, doesn't it? I don't like it. Sorry, I don't like the merlons on top. It takes away from it. What we might do is just do a little roof, eh? Maybe like this. Does that work? Yeah, that works. I don't mind that. Actually, I don't mind that. Now, how do I want to do this roof? I think just like that and just like that. And then clay shingles for the tower, eh? Like that. And there we go. That is our cathedral.
One bat, kangaroo, koala, wallaby, emu.
Right. It's a shame that it didn't have the single roof. And there's a shame about this back section here. Because if I'd known that it was going to be a complete stuff up, I would have made this tower slightly smaller. You know? I wonder what it would look like if I did this. Bear with me. Ooh. Ooh. And then change that back. Ooh. Yes, the Sterling's getting excited. Ooh, look at that. I actually really like that. That worked out nice.
One bat, kangaroo, koala, wallaby, emu.
Woo. Now, that tower is how we get into the cellar. So we'll go bang and bang like so. And then we'll put the ladder in. There and there. Nope. Why didn't it work the last time? Because we're at the top floor. That's why, Sterling. Because we're at the top floor. Now, wooden floor, we'll put it in. There we go. And then we're going to be putting in a clay brazier. No, a stone brick brazier will go right there. Fantastic. So we'll light that up. And there we have it. That is our cathedral. Now, once they build the structure, I'll start putting in places to pray, put in pews, all that sort of stuff. But for the minute, that's the main structure done. Now, don't fret. I will be going across all our buildings after they're constructed and having a bit of a play. So, for instance, the corners, rather than all being square, like this here at the cathedral, I'm rounding them off. See, so I've rounded off all that corner. In fact, how does that look completely round? Ooh, I like that. Look at that. Let's round them all off up here. That looks really nice. Yeah, look at that. I like that. Sterling's getting excited, isn't he? And look, I know there's probably quicker ways to do all this sort of stuff, but there we go. How much nicer does that make that little tower? Right, next, they can dig out the ground here. Up to there. Right, then we can lay in soil here and here. A lot of earthwork going to be going on. Then we're going to have to put in the brick walls here. Right, brick walls on the front. Then we'll do, I think it was clay bricks, wasn't it? Limestone blocks, that is correct. So we'll run the limestone block across there and out. Then we'll have the merlons. And that's the wall continuing. Once again, more digging. This time they're digging for the moat. I say once again they're digging for the moat, but they always seem to be bloody digging for the moat, don't they? Let's start giving them a little bit more construction to do. So we know the gap's going to be there. So what we'll do is we'll run it out here. So there's soil, and we'll need soil here as well. So that's the soil for the internal part of the wall. But we're going to want to run that out. Now, we're going to be digging down too. So run that, that, and that. Then the moat will need to come down too. So we might as well start digging that. Right, which is that there. But we know the edge of the wall is going to continue out here. So is the moat going to continue and then free flow into something else? I don't know yet. But I do know that this is where they're going to dig. And then I'm going to need to dig this bit out here. We'll leave this bit of soil here so then we don't lose the water. So just like that, we're going to chop that out. Chop that out. That will be the ground. And then we know what we're doing. Okay, we've got a plan. We have a plan. Actually, doing all this does bring up some good questions now, doesn't it? What are we going to do with the water when it comes down here? Are we going to build up the soil so then we stay at the same height? Or are we going to actually start coming down with it? Like that's a really, really good question. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do it. I know that we're going to have to dig down. So I know that much, but are we going to build up this wall? That is the next question, isn't it? Well, I don't think we will. I think we might cascade the water down. I guess it depends on how we go with the build. So if we keep building out and it does naturally just keep leveling, then yeah, we'll build up the moat or whatever and we'll keep it all sort of at the same level. But if we're building out, next minute we find ourselves starting to come down and building down through the cliff face here, well then maybe I might waterfall the water down and cascade out, and then could even end up flooding this area out here, maybe turn it into a second lake, and then blocking off the water here, and maybe it all just lakes. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead, let's be honest. I've barely thought about what we're doing over here, let alone over here. So we'll put a cork in it somewhere here. So we'll allow the water to flow to a certain extent and then cork it, and then we'll just naturally let it go. So I hear you asking, then how are you going to defend this? Like, what's the point in putting all this in if over time it's going to take you forever to build a wall? Well, for the minute, we're going to allow the natural terrain to naturally protect us. We're going to go through and take away all of these. All right, so let's do that now. Anywhere where it can come up here, we'll just take it away. We can even go across and delete that ladder. See? That way. Yes, you can still get up and down through here, through all this, which is fine, because we want them on that side. But as for this, you're stumped. It becomes a natural wall. And then next, I'm going to need to maybe dam this off or just flood this area for the minute and nick all the water off out of this area here, so then I can dig down here to the same level as that, so then we're naturally protecting this level too. And then that way, even without building the walls, we have defense. And this is then cut off from the rest of the map, which that's the whole purpose of this. Because at the moment, even without this wall complete, this moat is stopping the enemy from getting in through this direction. And look, it is coming together. Now with the plans of this cathedral, it's really starting to flesh out the build. I am glad that I decided to separate the cathedral from the actual keep itself. And we'll continue building the keep out. And look, it might end up being out here. I don't know. I don't know where we're going with this. But no, I'm happy. But for me, now it's just a matter of hit and play. Like, we've been on pause for a while now. It's the reason why we're on pause is because I wanted to be able to plan things out and not have to worry about the numbnuts getting stuck somewhere. Because the amount of times I've got to go in and rescue these idiots is unbelievable. Like, you'd think they'd be a little bit smarter. But they're not. I don't know why my voice is going so high. Like, look. Really? Really? We both know that they're sleeping outside tonight, aren't they? So what are we doing? We're going to put a ladder in. And who's going to put that in? Well, hello, Henry. What are you doing? Get to it. Prioritize that ladder and do it before dark. And you watch. They'll stop digging everything else and I'll dig this little section out here just to mess with me. I betcha. There we go. I do love these ladders because they take 2 seconds to build. Like when you're in a pinch. And our merchant's here. Great. We can now buy grog. Oh, wow. Look at this. So as I've been playing silly buggers over at the cathedral, they've been getting a lot of work done over here. Like, look. Look. So what we need to do now is mine every second bit of wall like that. Beautiful. Now, the reason for this is because I want to put in brick walls. Right? But can't lose the structure. So do it here. And now do it in here as well. Now, got to be careful that I don't flood this section. All right, so we're not going to go across here. There we go. So they'll dig that out. I can put brick walls in. And then once they build those brick walls, I can then dig out the rest. So they're surprisingly putting this together pretty quick. I turned my back on them to build the cathedral and it better work. Huh, who would have thought? Even the gatehouse. Wow, it's coming along. Won't be long and we'll be ripping this apart. This will be getting replaced with a nice big tower here on the corner. Well, it's almost where the tower is going to be now. Like that will probably be the edge. Thinking we might cut it across. I don't know yet. I don't know. I sit here and I say, oh, this is what we're going to do. And then I go away, I have a think, and I go, oh, you know what would look good? And then I go to do that and go, oh, you know what? This would look good. Or, in the case of the cathedral, have a big old plan to do and then completely cock it up and have to change on the fly. But that's part of the fun of it, isn't it? So now I think it's time for us to put in the storage for all these things. So we're going to just work out what we're going to put where. So I think this will be the stone, that will be clay brick, and that will be the furnace. So putting a stockpile here like that, and another one there, another one there, another one there, another one about there, and another one there. All right, and then we can clear that one and clear that one. Now, the way it's going to work is we're going to have raw material here. So material, raw material, and what do we say? Limestone. This one is going to have clay, and this one over here will have, for the minute, we'll do silver, iron, and gold. But as I said before, we'll be swapping that around later on, and the gold and silver will nick off to wherever we decide to house it, whether it be under the church or whether it be on its own separate bank or whatever we're going to do, it will move. But for the minute, it'll be over here. Now, we're going to now store the manufactured. So this will be limestone brick. This one will be clay brick. And this one over here will be ingot. So iron, steel. Steel? We don't have steel. But gold and silver. Right. That's looking good. Now, in this section here, there's also something else we're going to need. Right, other than a floor, which we can put in now. So let's think about putting in the floor. Come up a level so we can see what we're doing. All right, is that correct? Looks like it. It's just a bit hard to see at times. Put that in there and that in there. Okay, good. And this one over here, same. Okay, we've got floor. Now, what I was going to say is we need a place to store timber. And I want to centralize it. So I don't particularly want to store the timber inside. We could, but I don't necessarily see the point. When we've got this empty space here, we don't need that much timber, to be honest. Just enough to run the furnaces and things like that. What are you? Limestone block floor. Ah, it's only wooden inside. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm with it. I'm with it. Don't worry. So, let's just put a bit of timber storage here. And we'll clear that. Clear all. We'll go material, raw materials, and we'll come down to wood. And we'll give that high priority. Right. So timber's going to be stored there. Now, I still might put storage for timber inside, but I don't think I will. We'll see how we go. That might end up getting deleted and it might go in. We'll see how we go for space first before I go committing to anything. But now we've done that, that's good. We want to now say no more to certain materials. So clay, limestone, silver, gold, iron. You guys have other places to be. And I'm not storing manufactured there anyway. And the manufactured good is over here. Where is it? There. Silly me. Manufactured. Nope, we're not doing clay bricks, not doing you, not doing iron, not doing steel, gold, silver. That's smart. Storing ice blocks over there. Not that I'm producing them, but it's not the place to store them. But yeah, so that looks like, yes, we're going to now start moving everything out of here and it's going to go into its correct place. And even you, I think it's just time to nick this off. Don't need it anymore because it's all going to be stored in-house now. Fantastic. It's all coming along now. Told you there was method in my madness. I haven't proven my madness yet. It could all turn to nothing and everybody die, but we'll see. I haven't lost any settlers yet. Like, that's a good sign, isn't it? I haven't really been tested, but yes. Now we have a little bit of space right here. Now this section over here might end up getting built into, but this here, there's nothing for it. So I'm thinking, let's put some trees in. So what kind of trees? Do we have any sort of fruit tree? Let's have a look. Oak, field maple, birch. No, we don't have any fruit trees at the moment. Okay, so let's put shrubs in instead then. Something like that. There you go. And we'll just beautify that up a little bit. Gives that space a bit of purpose. As you see, they're going nuts in here. Look at them go. So let's now start backfilling this area with limestone blocks. And in here. And where else? In here. And here. What else? Anywhere else? Just there. Okay. That's all right. Fantastic. And now I'll come back in a minute and put in some more. So I think it's almost time now to start digging the cellar out further. Look, it's looking good. So what we'll do is we'll just go smack, smack, and just like that. So that way we know we've got the space. Then we want to leave a gap of 2. In fact, I might leave a gap of 1, only because all I need is a gap of 1. So there you go. Right, and then they'll put in that. I will need to cancel that one and that one there. And we'll run this out. How far do we need to go? Well, we're going to want to keep it about 2 off the end here, I'd say. So we'll run it down that way and we'll run it off that way, right? And then we'll go 1, 2. We'll just run it through here like this. Cross our fingers we haven't stuffed up, because if we have stuffed up, well, guess what? Stuff falls. When stuff falls, Sterling's not happy. Just like so, all the way through. There we have it. Actually, I didn't want to connect them, did I? No. So then that works out well for us, doesn't it? Yes. So, they'll dig through here. They'll dig all this out. This side will be for food. This side will be for medicine and all that sort of stuff. And look, perfect. Uh-oh, we'll go raid. Here we go. Hopefully, we're not spread too thin. So let's see what we've got. Doesn't look like there's any archers. Oh, hang on. Is that an archer? Nope. Nope. That's fantastic. No archers. Oh, we're going to give them an ass kicking. Okay. So we better select everyone and get them in position, eh? So first up, call to arms. Now, where are they going to invade? Now, this is the question. I've got no workshops anywhere other than in here. So I assume they're just going to attack this as normal. So let's treat it like that. And if it all goes horribly wrong, well, lesson learned. So let's put all our archers on top. We all know the drill. And everybody else down here. Yup. You. And, well, I think I actually selected the same person twice then. Silly Sterling. Okay, let's do this. 2 arms, everybody. Now, where are they coming from? Well, they're coming up this way. What are they going to trash? We never did get around to deleting this. Well, hang on. Why do they still exist? I thought I said for us to destroy them. Doesn't matter. Shoot them. Go, go, go. As we suspected, they're going to swim across and try and destroy this as normal. And we'll just turn it into a turkey shoot. So let's grab all our archers. Yep. And we'll target you. Actually, who's got the heavy armor? Where's that? Someone had some really nice heavy armor. They're going to be an issue. Oh, have we already taken them? Yes. The archers are doing better than I suspected. Okay, well, let's move. Let's go. Oh, here he is. There. Get on. Quick, quick, quick. Oh, good shot. That's it. Get Red Wing. Take him out. Yes. Fantastic. Now let's go Lucas, because he's now getting his attention towards us. Oh, anyone that comes over the water. Get him. Okay, Jeffrey. Let's get Jeffrey. Quick. Okay. I can't pronounce that. Woohoo! We won. There was no question in it. There was no archers. Now, let's mop up. Right, so let's get him. Well, first, it helps when I select settlers, eh? Now, get him. Done. Now, let's get this one. As he runs through all the traps. Dudunk, dudunk. Get him! Woo! Yes! There we go. Not that we need any of the resources, let's be honest. So we'll undraft everyone. They can go about their day. We'll allow them to pick up all the stuff that we just collected. Fantastic. That's what I like to see. We'll make it a priority pickup. Well, maybe not, because I think our warehouses are full. Not that that's a problem, but anyway. So there we have it. Another glorious victory. Sadly, though, we're going to have to finish on a high, because that's all the time we have for today. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.